Albert coming up. As you all know, Matt is very shy, so we must give him a lot of encouragement. So let's give him another round of applause. And then Jacob Horsey is right after Matt, so we'll be ready for that. All right.
Why can't I be after my dad?
Are you doing?
Why can't I be after that? What are you recording?
Myself.
Are you gonna tap me?
I'm just gonna say that I'm amazing. Yay!
Myrtle Beach is ready for some comedy! If you're ready for some comedy, give me a J Baba!
J Baba!
Hi. Thank you. If you're ready for some comedy, give me an Avatar, Mayor Baba, Key J!
Avatar Mayor Baba DJ!
Well, I'm sorry, I don't need jokes. I'm creatively bankrupt. I've come up with nothing. I've been doing comedy since 2007, 8, or 9 now. Bob comedy. I have no more jokes to say. So I have to apologize. And sadly, I'm not too big to fail. No one will bail me out. But I first started doing this years ago, and I would do functionally sort of like Baba ethnic comedy. Right? Like the God man drives like this, while the man God drives like that. It was extremely not approachable, and no one laughed. Kind of like the yawn I'm getting right over there. Unfortunately, it's not, love might be received in silence, but stand-up comedy, it's not great when that's received in silence. Right. All things real might be received in silence, but I don't want these jokes tonight received in silence. Right. So then I tried to go to more of an observational comedy, right? Sort of like a what's the deal with Mukti? But the problem is I have no idea. So I couldn't come up with a joke about that, right? Bless you. Bless you. So today, all I have are some, hopefully some funny jokes. I'm just going to Google them right now on this cell phone. And just give me 1 second to Google funny Baba jokes. Why did the mischievous chicken cross the road?
Because he's mischievous.
All right, that's one option. Anyone else? This is really a guessing game. I'm supposed to do jokes. That's fine. How'd you know the punchline? I mean, I don't think mischievousness really relates to whether chickens are going to cross the road, right? Okay, let me try doing this again. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. All right, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mayor Baba.
Mayor Baba.
You don't know who he is? When you're here, you come all this way. But at least you're in the spot where you can figure out who Mayor Baba is, right? This is a good, if you don't know who he is, this is one of the best possible locations. Let's try this. Let's see what else that Google comes up with. Just 1 second. How many Baba lovers does it take to change a light bulb?
None.
Me.
41. 1 to get on the chair to change the light bulb, and 40 to do a full RD to the chair. So yeah, I was creatively bankrupt. I'm not gonna lie. But then the Sufi's Murshida died. No, not making any of those jokes. Do not worry. How dare you think I would do that? I'm talking about Liam, the 1-year-old baby there. But they have a new sheriff in town, a new Murshid Walker Lambert. I've met him. Yes.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy. Let's keep that in mind after everything I'm about to say. And I thought to myself, maybe I can get them to give me a full hour at the sanctuary if I write a bunch of Sufi jokes. So let's try these out and see how they go. Let's get some guinea pig action going here. Brian, don't put your head in your hands like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. I know. You grew up in Walnut Creek, but you left, so you're ancestral homeland. You're in DC. Secondary. A few notes. First, and this is important to understand, all right, the language. If there's a female leader of Sufism, it's a Murshida, right? If there's a male leader, it's a Murshid. All right, and I don't know if a gender non-binary person has ever become a leader, but they'd be a version X, I think. I do speak Gen X, I don't speak Gen Z, thank you. So if Theo is going to apply, let's see how that goes. All right, that's fine. Yeah, let's give Theo a hand. So as soon as I found out there was an opening, I said, where do I apply, right? I want to become the next leader of Sufism Reoriented. I don't think anyone as uniquely positioned as myself to do it, right? And I started prepping for the interview, getting on, it can be nervous, you gotta get your statements down, right? I will have RDs up 37% in the first quarter of 2024. I will leverage cost synergies with the Don Stevens people to maximize savings opportunities, right? But I think I flubbed the first and functionally only question, are you an Illumin Master, right? Because as Elizabeth, my wife, often reminds me, I'm not. She'll say, you didn't take out the trash, were you? Some sort of Illumin Master? You're not doing the dishes? It's not like you're an Illumin Master over here. Right, and so I go in, what's the first question? Are you Lumen Master? So I do what everyone does in job interviews. I lie, right? Right. She's lied in a lot of job interviews, I can tell that much. She's lied in a lot of job interviews. I said, yes, I am an Lumen Master. A veiled Lumen Master. A really veiled Lumen Master. Like, unbelievably veiled. Like, it's a thick veil. Right? I don't know if they make veils out of concrete, but there we go. No, here comes Liam, he wants to have fun. But then I looked at the Sufi charter here, and let's see if I can open this phone correctly on stage. And I read a key part I read this, so this is accurate. This is 100% from the Sufi charter. Meher Baba may allow anyone to be called and considered a murshid or murshida, even this kid right here, turning off all the electronics, without necessarily disclosing whether such a one is illumined, not illumined, important, or about to be illumined. In all such cases, all right, we got Kirsty on the job right here. This is the biggest heckling.
Let's give Kirsty a round of applause.
This is easily the weirdest heckling. He was like, I don't like what he's saying. I'm going to turn on this loud noise so I can't hear him. I've been heckled before, true story, but in a different way. And he stepped on my punchline, which is great. Without necessarily disclosing whether such a one is illumined, not illumined, or about to be illumined. In all such cases, Meher Baba will hold himself responsible for the spiritual welfare of all those who may be prepared to and to follow a murshid or murshida so declared by him. What this tells me is that I am always about to be illumined. In all circumstances, I'm right on the cusp of illumination, of becoming an illumined master, which I have not found to be very successful as an argument ploy in my marriage, but may help me get the job, which I did not get. And that's because functionally, I don't think I can be a Sufi. I'm too lazy, all right? There's too much. I made jokes last year about how the only thing you have to do to be a Baba lover is just love Baba, right? We're like the laziest cult there is, right? This was just last year, So I lied when I said I'm willing to do material here, right? And you didn't even have to be a Baba lover because even Colonel Ronnie, he didn't love Baba, but he remembered him a lot, right? We should be called Baba rememberers. My true fans will remember those jokes from last year, which means I have no true fans. Because no one will remember those jokes from last year, except for me.
I remember.
We remember, Matt.
Jordan, don't turn this meeting place into a den of lies. Okay? Don't turn it into a den of lies. There are children here. Yes, and some of them play guitar really well. And I realized I don't have what it takes. I don't have the right stuff to become a Sufi. But I have a quote here from Baba that just came through that I thought might be helpful, because there's nothing funnier in a stand-up routine than reading Baba quotes straight from the source. But he does say there can be no greater folly than the aspirant quarrel with another over the pros and cons of this way or that, instead of concentrating on his own onward march. Right? One road may be steep, another full of potholes, a third torn by racing rivers. And it goes on like that to basically say that there are many paths, which is good because I cannot do their path. Right? If you've read the Sufi Charter, you know that they have to say Baba's name 15 minutes a day. Right? They have to meditate on Baba 30 additional minutes a day, right? That's 45 minutes, okay? You should hear me do the prayers in the Lagoon Cabin. I'm like, oh, Parvardigar, preserve and protect all, without beginning, without done. Like, I'm trying to get to that as quick as possible. I'm doing it like, I just gotta get this over with. I genuinely, really just gotta move on with my life, right? I'm doing the repentance prayer to repent for the repentance prayer I just did so quickly. I'm like, Baba, I'm sorry I did that repentance prayer so quickly. You know, we repent so, blah, 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 first of all, blah, blah, blah. And also, if you're a member of the Sufi meal plan, I don't know if some of you know this, you eat all 3 meals together, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And I love people, but I don't love people enough to have all 3 meals with them, right? After a week, I'd be like, I'm going to get in there, eat my food, and get the bleep out, right? I'm not that interested. But I didn't realize something, and I think it might be helpful to take a poll real quick when it comes to the Sufis. When you're on center, you're driving down the path, and someone's coming towards you, do you stay and expect them to move out of the way, or do you move out of the way? If you're a stayer and you expect them to move away, raise your hand. Yeah, there's like 3. Monty, you don't even drive. You're 10. If you are driving, I'm very concerned. You drive the lawyer. I've been lawyered by my own daughter. There's only like 4 people who raised their hand, right? Now, if you're the type of person who gets out of the way, raise your hand. Yeah. You're all betas, okay? You're all betas. The other 4 people, they're the alphas. The Baba alphas, right? And a lot of times, yeah.
I'm an alpha.
You're an alpha, Monty.
Definitely.
Monty is an alpha. The problem we often run into at the center here is both people, they're like double betas, and they both get out of the way and just sit there waiting for someone to move first, right? This is happening to you.
What if they're both alphas and they both just sit there?
Then they crash into each other, and it's really bad.
No, because they both just...
They just sit waiting for someone to move, and then no one ever moves. And so this reminded me of a recent trip where Daniel Files came out to Walnut Creek to see us, and he wanted a tour of the Sufi sanctuary, right? So he didn't know he planned for a tour, but I said, let's just walk in and see what happens, right?
Maybe didn't want a tour.
Maybe he didn't want a tour. I was going to see what happens. Let's not step on my punchline here. I'm catching strays from my family.
Carol, thumbs up to that.
Don't clap for that. Why are you clapping for this? Just stamping for time at this point. Anyways, so we walk in, and I say, can I have a tour? And they're like, well, did you schedule a tour? I was like, no, but can you drop everything and give me a tour right now? They were like, no. So I did what any rational person did. I asked to speak to their manager. Right? And I go to the phone, and I don't know exactly what I said, but 10 minutes later, the manager shows up to give us a tour. All right? This happened with Jamshed too, by the way. And we got like an impromptu tour. And
Mara.
And yes, multiple instances in which I basically bullied the Sufis into giving us tours. And
Why did you Karen the Sufis?
yes, that's correct. I've gone full Karen on the Sufis. And that's not like a bad word, Mom.
I know.
And so I realized,
Matt, do you want me to bounce these people?
Yeah, I know.
I can do it. I want to kick the family out.
where's security?
I can just come in.
Really concerned. No, it's fine. It's fine. We're just vamping for time. There's some cancellations, right? So I realized that. So we're going down to the tour. I don't know if you've been in the Sufi sanctuary before. I like it, and I'll explain a little bit of it to you. That gentleman over there has been. But if you've been to the tour, there's a lot of imagery, murals, beautiful murals that are all on the wall in the lower subterranean level.
A statue of me.
It's not a statue of you specifically, but there's a giant statue. And if you look at the murals, they're very educational, right? Like if you look at Do we have one here like a Linot painting? A lot of these paintings here, there's like a concept of Baba, right? It's like Impressionist Baba, like as if Monet was going to paint Baba. There's like a mustache and an eye, and you think you can appreciate that might be Baba. It might be Raffi, we don't know, right? But there, it's like it looks like it came out of a textbook, right? But it's very educational, right? And I'm going through it, and Daniel asked a question, and they have the first plane, the second plane, the third plane, and Daniel asked a question about the first plane, and the gentleman, the tour guide, gives a very clear explanation of how if you're on the first plane and you get to some point, a vision of your master will appear to you. And I realized I have no idea what he's talking about. No one knows these things. I have no idea what anything. Daniel has no idea what this is. He's explaining the first plane to us as if he read God Speaks within the last 25 years, which I don't think anyone here has done. Anyone who's read God Speaks in the last 25 years, raise your hand. Yeah, there's like 3-4 people who do. No. That is not correct. I would know if you have. Right, there's like 4 people. I realize the Sufis are the Baba nerds of the community, right? I'm bullying them. They're trying to teach us things. I don't know if I should be stuffing them in lockers and giving them wedgies or something like that, giving them swirlies, you know. But it's fine because Bob always said he was here to teach and also awaken, right? And they're focused on the teaching side. I'll focus on the awakening side. I'll just stay ignorant and I'll focus on the awakening side. But their new sanctuary is absolutely gorgeous and it's pristine, right? If there's like a piece of dust, I think they're like, we got to code blue, you can deploy over there, you can deploy over there. They take care of that. And it always cracks me up because this is true. They have some sort of device, right, that if they see a spider, they use it to carefully pick up the spider, take it outside, and place it outside. Here we murder snakes, right? And if a spider, I would murder a spider, right? If there's an alligator that came at me, give me one of those shovels in my right hand, I'll take on that alligator, all right? Probably lose. But we don't have a device that takes the spiders out of like the lagoon cabin and carefully places it outside, all right? This is the middle of the woods. It's very different. So I will continue to work on that material. You were my guinea pigs for that one. I don't know if there's anyone here who has a Baba Flex they want to share, right? You know, like for example, I'm wearing the work shirt for the employees, which I right? I don't know. Mommy, what's your Baba Flex?
I'm Meher Baba.
I don't know if you are Meher Baba, but that's fine.
We're all Meher Baba.
We're all Meher Baba. Well, now you're ruining my joke. That's fine. You know, some people, was anyone born on February 25th? Anyone?
Me!
Again, not accurate. Any Baba Flex? This crowd recorded very poorly.
I'm an Ordine.
You're a Nordine. Is that a Baba Flex? Is that just the Nordines or a cut above?
Daddy!
Yeah. How many Nordines we got in the crowd? Elizabeth Patterson.
Yeah.
Yes, he's born on February 25th, and the doctor who helped him get born was named Elizabeth Patterson.
That's amazing.
Yes, Elijah?
My middle name is related to his name.
And what is that?
Everyone stereo.
Yeah, but that's Baba Flex. Your mom did that. That's like Baba nepotism. Hey, this is going really well. I think I'm getting the hook here. Any other Baba Flexes before I move on my last one? Anyone who's not my daughter wants to talk.
I was born on New Life Day, which is actually correct.
Anyways, I just want to.
Yay!
The one thing I just want to say is I think I have failed as a Baba lover, as evidenced by the fact that I don't know anything about the first plane, and I have like 6 more planes to go. Right? There's a lot to learn, but I think the next generation can save us. And I'll tell you a very brief story, Jordan. I see you over there. Don't turn your head on. We had 3 cancellations. I'm vamping for time. There's an easy way to figure out that the next generation is better. Okay, because I took Monty Ann to the local Easter egg hunt in April. And we've been going to these Easter egg hunts since like the 80s when we were kids. My brother got 2nd place in 1987. I've never stopped hearing about it. Every year around Easter, my mom will say, Andrew, name of my brother, He got second place. I'm like, he didn't even win. Why are we talking about this? It doesn't matter. This is like a Jewish mom. She's just like, I can do anything. I could become a lawyer. Oh, but you didn't get second place in the Moroccan Easter egg contest. I could become a doctor. Oh, but you didn't. I could become the president of the United States. Oh, you didn't get, second place in the 1987 Easter egg hunt. But I take her there, and they say that, excuse me, you have to be ages like 3 to 8 to do it. My daughter's 9. I said, just keep your head down. Don't worry about it. We'll fudge it a little bit. Don't bring attention to yourself. Naturally, she's twice the size of everyone else. It's like throwing elbows in there and get 7% of all the Easter eggs. Right? So that went over poorly. But the next week, that's Montana for you. But the next week, we're at home, and she's chatting with her cousin Mara. Not a ball of flags to name your kids. Mondly names. It's just what your parents do. And Mara seems upset. I said, what's going on? She said, and she's 8. She said, I can never do the Easter egg hunt ever again, because she will be more than 8 when the next year rolls around. I said, well, don't worry about it. We just put money in and no one cared. She said, no, my dad is honest. He would never lie about my age to get me an Easter egg hunt. And I realized, as we've seen today, that my family loves to call me a liar and make fun of me. But this younger generation, they will not lie at an Easter egg hunt. They will not lie. They will be honest. They will be better Bible lovers than me. And I appreciate this. Thank you very much. Have a great day.